How are you doing? I hope you're having an awesome Thursday so far. I don't want to be insensitive with the title I have on this video. COVID came for a reason. What is your reason? But it's one of those live videos that I hope you get thinking about, the blessings that we do have. Um, you know, again, I don't want to sound insensitive to what's going on because I realize with restrictions and just the fear of this virus is causing anxiety and strain on a lot of people. But what I've realized about what this has done and gotten me in terms of a blessing in my life is it's really shown me what I've been made of in terms of taking what I do for a living and really just leading with passion and good intent. And what I mean by that is I still have an office here in Edmonton, Alberta, but now I'm working from my home office. You can tell by my background. But now I am so grateful that I'm able to run my business from home. And I'm grateful that I have a beautiful home to work out of. And I'm grateful that I get to, cuddle my dogs, in between appointments. And I'm grateful that I don't have to travel to and from work, and I'm grateful that, I'm able to inspire, educate, and motivate others to how to get their finances kind of in order so they don't have any more financial stress, right? I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to share this with the world. I'm grateful that I'm able to come on Facebook and share my blessings. And so instead of focusing on, what COVID has taken away from you, what it has hindered you from doing. Try to find what it has done for you. And maybe it's the extra time that you now spend with your kids because now you're forced, I guess, to stay home with them. Think about the time now that you get to spend with them, watching them learn from home. Um, all that time that you spend on traveling to and fro from driving them to school, maybe it's extra time at breakfast and laughing, right? The extra time that you have, not coming home from work, right? But having an early dinner and maybe just relaxing a little bit more, right? Not having to face that rush hour traffic. Maybe that's the blessing, and that's okay, right? That's okay. And then all those other things that you're worried about, like finances and where you're going to find your, the next job, right? Sometimes the blessing won't come right away. And sometimes you just kind of have to look for it, right? If it is in fact to be, it'll happen, right? So if you're meant to be in the same industry but you were recently, laid off, um, it will find its way back to you because you're good and hopefully you bring value to the world. Now, if it doesn't come back to you, or maybe you weren't even quite happy at your job, right? Maybe this gives you the excuse and the opportunity to go find something that you would be happy with, passionate about, right? Passionate about. I was fortunate to not have to be forced out of my previous employer and I chose to leave. But if I was in the same spot, right, at my current employer, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today, right? And I think about that all the time. If I hadn't left my employer 2 years ago, I wouldn't be here right now having these thoughts about all the blessings that came out of COVID. I might be at my employer hoping to God and praying to God that I didn't lose my job and being fearful and maybe not bringing my best every day to the office. So I think about that kind of stuff. So I encourage you to start thinking about those blessings that came from COVID versus all you know, the wickedness, I guess you might be saying, that came from COVID, because it'll help really just get your life into perspective as to what life can have in store for you is really what you believe up here. Anyways, I got you all. Have an awesome day.